Hello guys and gals, welcome back. This is going to be a bit of a rant kind of video, and we have good news and bad news. So the good news is YouTube has given me the power of polls. I can publish polls and get your feedback on stuff, which is great. I've already put one up. Please go leave your answer on that one. That would be much appreciated, thank you. Having said that, this video is about something different because I keep getting this question in the DMs. When are you going to release more sample packs? Now, if you didn't know, I do have several sample packs out there under the Bthelick name. Most of them around the genre of tropical house. It's kind of why I started this whole thing. I wanted to help DJs and producers with free guitar licks, as I know a lot of people in this field don't play guitar, and I do. So I figured that would be a very generous, interesting thing to do, but I'm afraid that's where the bad news comes in. And in the spirit of helping others, I wanted to make a video about it in order to pass on the knowledge I've gained dealing with this rather complicated situation. So the original idea was to give away samples of my guitar playing completely for free. Not royalty free, that is a different thing. Royalty free samples are bought still. I wanted mine to be completely free, no paywall. But it turns out giving away samples for free is its own restriction. And this is a lesson I wanted to pass on. So first I need to explain the industry norm, which is royalty-free samples. Now, royalty-free samples are so called because your upfront payment for that sample gives you the rights to use it, typically non-exclusively, without paying royalties to whoever performed the sample, composed the sample, or owns the recording of the sample. And oftentimes you don't have to credit either. Now, by not charging for my samples, I unknowingly left myself in a bit of a legal quandary. You'll see in any of my sample packs, we had to include a disclaimer, which states that they are free to use, but if you want to commercially release the music, then you have to get in touch. Because it turns out when you don't involve payment for samples, there is no clear transfer of the rights. Now, when an artist is releasing a song, what's supposed to happen is the artist has the obligation to declare any samples used in the making of the song. This includes splice, by the way. And the record label is supposed to have some protocol in place to deal with that. What we call clearing a sample, i.e. seeking permission for payments, licensing, royalties, etc., etc. That is what's supposed to happen, and that would be fine. But any man and his dog can create a record label now and release directly with a digital distribution service. They don't have to be part of the industry racket, as it were. And as you can imagine, some of them don't know what to do with samples, or care. And now we also have YouTube's Content ID system, which has become rather sophisticated. It no longer just checks for pure copies of existing sound recordings. It can now identify recordings within recordings. So what has been happening is artists will be using my samples in a song and they'll release with a record label. Now, through either ignorance or negligence, the record label will end up releasing that song, assuming it has all the rights to the content within it. Now, the second person to upload a song containing my samples, including myself, will get told by YouTube that I have infringed someone's copyright. So you can see the problem here. Now, you might say, well, just appeal to YouTube. There's an appeal process. But I'll tell you how the appeal process works. If you appeal a wrongful claim on your channel, your appeal is simply directed to the record label who thinks they own the claim. YouTube do not get involved. And they can't get involved because they want to stay in what's called legal safe harbor. Now, this isn't because they want to wash their hands of the bother of dealing with it. It's because if they take a side of either party in this complaint, they risk operating illegally in certain territories because every country has a different law regarding copyright. So they have to stay in safe harbor or YouTube doesn't operate at all. So inevitably, your complaint goes directly to the record label, who think they own the copyright, who then deny your appeal. Now, according to the laws of the country I reside in, I do have the right to take said record label to court, sue them, or sue the artist. But when you are a two-man team, which is just me and my manager, it turns out legal proceedings take months, or years even. As you can imagine, I wouldn't be making much music at all, never mind samples, if I had to spend time chasing the legally correct use of my free samples. Appealing my uploads to YouTube that use splice samples takes enough time. So no free samples, I'm afraid. If I saw enough interest, I would consider releasing paid royalty-free sample packs. We'll have to see. But in the meantime, I just wanted to pass on that lesson just in case anyone is in a similar situation. And also to pass on what a lot of people don't know. You should be declaring your splice samples. Well, all samples, of course, but a lot of people don't realise splice is included in that. So I'm going to leave it there. I will love you and leave you. And if you love me, don't leave me. Well, leave me a like or leave me a sub. That sounds so weird. I'm talking to a microphone. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.